Yes, guys, welcome back to SFeatleyTV, and we're here with a select panel to go through the new Premier League fixtures for 2021-2022, right? And who looks to have the good start for the season, or a favourable start to the season, and who has probably the most important part of the season, which is the best run-in to the season. I've got Mel, Arsenal fan, Ray, City fan TV from Man City, Reverend John, Liverpool fan, Amundi, Man United fan, Brad, Leicester City fan, right? And Leicester City, I'm counting them as part of the big six because the Tottenham aren't in there. Like,
neither are Arsenal, man. Neither are Arsenal.
Yeah, we've still won some in the last 5 years. So, like, we've won more trophies than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So
I like that intro, Steve. Very slick.
Very slick. Anyway, yeah, so where we'll start? We'll start with the champions. With Man. Yeah, all right. Yeah, okay. Don't make me mention Chelsea.
No, don't worry about that. They're still playing blue. Winners are always in blue. Look at it.
Yeah.
Leicester won, they're in blue. Chelsea won, they're in blue. City won, they're in blue.
Premier League is blue. That's the chant we want to get involved around here at Leicester. We can't say anything else. We can't say anything else. We can't join in with these London shouts or anything like that. So the Premier League is blue.
I reckon, all these fans always complaining about City's fixtures and who they got to play. I reckon we've got the most difficult fixtures of anybody in the league this season.
I don't think it really bothers you, to be honest.
Well, the point being, everybody's got the same fixtures. They've got to play everybody home and away.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't get people's problem with it.
Get them out of the way.
Yeah.
Or I like ours, which is well spread out. I like ours when we get to it.
Right, so I'm going to go through bit by bit by bit. So, Mel, initially, when you looked at it, what do you say for Arsenal in terms of the start of the season?
So, start of the season, all right. Well, we got Brentford, so even Tony's probably going to tear us a new one. That's Brentford away, and then moving forward, we got Chelsea, who just won the UCL. Getting Hakimi probably going to happen. But I just wanted to say, it's fine to moan and discuss these fixtures, but at the end of the day, we're going to have to play Man City away, Chelsea home, Norwich away, Burnley away, Spurs at home.
Yeah, can you not remind me?
No, it's going to happen at the end of the day. So we gotta accept the reality. And of course, this is all transfer dependent on, of course, how far down the table we're going to finish. I would love to say how far above the table we're going to finish, but unfortunately, we're not gonna be anywhere near the top six, I don't think. Hopefully I'm proven wrong and I can come back on the stream and make a laugh out of it. But to me, I think Arsenal's run so far in terms of August, September, October are, they're pretty okay fixtures. However, some of the really difficult ones are our away games. We have Man City away, Leicester away. Leicester now have European football, which I know Brad and Chris can't stop reminding me about, them winning the FA Cup. Man City away. Man City are being linked with everyone, and because of no financial fair play, they're going after anyone and everyone they can get. Whereas,
look, I've got to stop you there. It's not even banter. It's not even cheap banter anymore. Financial fair play is there. It's not gone away. That's it.
Okay.
You guys have got to accept it.
It's true, yeah. And you guys will have a very strong squad again, and that's just the reality. I'm an Arsenal fan, but I'm a sensible one. I'm not deluded. We do, we're really far behind in terms of our fixtures. Does it really matter when it depends on what our signings are going to be? Are we actually going to get players who are credible, and who's going to want to come play for us with no European football? We've fallen so far behind. We've declined in the lowest of the lows we've ever been. I think although the fixtures are subject to change, of course, just like any other club, I think we do have a good run. Moving on into December, January, I think we have some tough fixtures there as well. But I think, we don't have, like what Ray was saying earlier, I think compared to the other club fixtures, I think we don't have as tough of a season fixtures wise compared to Man City and Chelsea.
The thing is, Mel, will Arteta be there after 6 or 7 games?
That's the thing.
That's the thing. So you could say that it's not so bad, but you've got Chelsea second, and you got obviously Brentford first. You got Chelsea second. You got City third, and you got the Carabao Cup in between those games. And your 6 games against Spurs. You got Burnley away as well.
Yes.
Conceivably, you could lose 5 games. Arteta will be gone.
He has to, and if they're still gonna back him, that's just ridiculous, appalling behavior by the board. If they still keep him,
it's appalling behavior. The fact he's still in a job.
Yeah.
I mean, do you worry about
someone's got to put the cones out backwards, mate? Someone's got a job.
Do you reckon Smith Rowe might go to Aston Villa then? Because
I'm getting banned by
Aston Villa showing ambition.
In 2004.
Well, Ray, they've already taken our keeper Martinez. They've taken Buendia, and now they're just nicking everyone they can get. Aston Villa are showing pure ambition, where we're sitting back, relaxing. We can't even put a bid in for Basuma, who wants to play for Arsenal. We can't even get that together, Ray.
I think you can't put a big enough bid in, or you're trying to do it sneakily again. You're £40 million and £1.
Yeah,
you've got to put the money up and shut up.
Hey, don't bring up that £40 million and £1. Last time I brought this up on one of Steve's shows. One Arsenal fan had a right go at me for it. Don't bring up the pound, mate. I think I got away with it, but don't bring up the pound.
The funny thing is, for that Suarez, if Arsenal put 45 or 50 million up straight away, I think they'd have got him.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, Brad, how do you see it before we go right into it?
What a blessing. I mean, Arsenal. It's really hard to look. I mean, if you ask me about Arsenal,
I'm talking about the fixtures, not Arsenal.
Yeah, I was going to say, because it's hard to look positive on your end when there's only 18 clubs better off than you. It's fine.
Oh, shut up! God's sake.
Look, this is all quite clearly. Obviously, it's hypothetical. At the end of the day, our fixtures do look like a very desirable start. But if we get off to a bad start, all of a sudden, after the first 3 or 4 games, we've got a couple of horrible oppositions. Looking for our season collectively, I think our worst month is February. I think we've got 3 out of the 4 games away from home, and they're all against top opposition. But I honestly think we've got one of the best favourable run-ins. If you look at the way they're spread out, we've got a couple of. I think I joke with you, don't I, Ray, that you get your customary Carabao Cup game, or we get our customary Christmas games against you and Liverpool in December. So it does balance out.
But Brad, you say you've got a good run in. I thought you had a good run in this season as well.
Yeah, and they still bottled it.
So you've had an easy run in and you've blown it.
Yeah, I mean, you say we've blown it, Melina, but at least we actually had something worth getting to blow it.
What's that, Brad? You actually won a trophy.
Yeah, that's it.
You won a trophy.
Come back with silverware.
That's what matters. Doesn't matter about blowing the top 4. So to speak.
It actually, realistically, in our club right now, it doesn't. It actually doesn't.
No. A wise man from Arsenal said that it was a top 40 trophy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're supposed to honour him like a god. Honestly. Jesus. Don't even go there.
I blame the fans. I don't blame the manager or the board. I blame the fans. They're toxic. That's the problem.
Our fan base is the worst. Ray, you're right. Yeah. Very divided, very toxic.
Yeah.
Extremely.
How would you say it, Monday, with your fixtures?
Yeah, ironically enough, we done a show about this the other day, and I've got the fixture list in front of me. And I think always the concern is after the Euros, you want to have a good pre-season, and we've got a lot of players playing abroad. We've even got Fred playing in the Copa America at the moment. So I'd like to have
Jesus Christ, they are desperate.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I'd like to have a good pre-season.
David De Gea and goal, that is desperate, isn't it?
Oh, stop this goal. This is so crusty. Bloody hell. Get some lip seal, man. And crusty lips.
I'm used to crusty lips. I'm used to being in ICU. Thank you.
You kids, man. You kids are always la, you kids.
I know. You don't stop. Anyway, old man.
Before you just go as well. This is what Arsenal are right now.
Players.
Hang on. Full screen it.
Players for sale.
Oh my god.
We'll play
I
food.
can't believe it's taken you 11.5 minutes to make that up.
Poor Arsenal. I think, you know what, I don't really want to talk about Man United because I think once we get into our rhythm, I think we'll be all right. We've got a few good easy games coming up until, we've got Liverpool 23rd of October, and then Man City after that on the 6th of November.
Yeah.
Coming for you, Ray. And Chelsea, and Arsenal after that. So I think if we can get like a bit of confidence in our first few games, we'll be all right, and a good pre-season. But I really think this show should be about Arsenal because there's managers usually get sacked after the first few games. And also we have to factor in as well, we're playing on Saturdays now, and we might have big European Champions League Cup games in the midweek, which could affect, change my view on these games. If we got like, say, a Champions League game before the Liverpool game, that might change my whole perspective on it. So Man United, we are quite comfortable with our fixture list at the moment.
Ray, I think that's Arteta calling you.
Work, Pet, keep it out. Leave me alone, Pet.
Hang on.
Tell you what.
They want Arteta back, mate.
He's asking me. That's just asking me. Should we go for Ramos? And I'm saying no.
Mikel, I told you once. I'll tell you again. I'm not going to talk to you until you fuck up that box.
Mikel again, is it?
Are you not going to get Varane and Ramos?
I'll pay you £1,000 to get. I'll pay you £1,000 to get Oli out of Gdansk. I'll do it now.
Stop.
I'll do it now. Right.
Stop.
Omandi, so what's the time now? Jadon Sancho's 5th year agreeing personal terms with Man United?
Guys.
Are you going to be age another 20 years before you
It's a huge
sign him?
window. Okay, we just opened the window, so let's just be patient here.
Yes,
we are. Check your gossip columns every day of the week and come back to me. Because once they're signed,
I ain't checking the gossip.
you're going to be shook.
Bored.
You're all going to be shook out here. Even Mr. Old Man with the Ray Charles glasses there.
That's over there.
Yeah,
Right.
somewhere over there,
John, as much as me, I'd like to take you piss about not just Liverpool but Red Bull, right? You had a very terrible season already, like had a poor season last season, right? And that's not just in Red Bull terms, in both seasons. He's gone quiet. He's usually responding, man. You there, John? Is he there?
He's probably shocked that we have the courage to banter these clubs when we're so worse.
Look, there's always something I can banter John on. John, are you there? Well, we'll come back to him in a minute. Let us know when you're
like
there.
A false start at Red Bull. He's not there.
Yeah. He's like
Engine trouble.
Yeah, the problem with Red Bull, unlike the Mercedes, where it's permanently reliability safe. See, look, there it goes. It's always that possibility of liability issues. Can't help it. But anyway, yeah. So we're just gonna get into him right now. Oh no, he's back again. You there?
Hello?
You there?
Oh yes, I'm there. Sorry.
Hey. Yeah, so I was just saying, you've had last season was a poor season by Liverpool standards. I mean, that's not just in F1, that's not just in football as well. I mean, both seasons in F1 you're having a poor season already, but but yeah, I just want to hear like, what's your take on the new fixtures in terms of Liverpool sense? And wait for the excuse.
No, definitely no excuses. Like, no excuses at all. So, like, of course, it was a very bad season for us as Liverpool last season. But with the amount of injuries that we had, I'm sure, like playing in like high intensive football. No, come on, no, really not excuses at all. But with the high intensity of like playing pressing football, or should I say club football, for 3 seasons, were bound to suffer definitely. And just imagine, like Man City, they suffered like the previous season, whereby we won the league with just one injury to Laporte, and like they crumbled. And yet, for us, like many injuries, we had many injuries, but despite all the injuries, we managed to finish third. Of course, I'm happy for that, but of course, yes, we did not win anything. But now coming to the fixture list, like I don't know if you lot do believe in miracles, because why I say so is that a season like 1989 to 1990, like that season, our first fixture was against Norwich. We won it, and 2 seasons back, 2019 to 2020, we played Norwich as our first fixture, and we won the league. Now,
oh my God,
you tell me, no surprises for guessing. I just want you to just finish it for yourself. That we're starting with Norwich, and I'm sure you know the rest is already history. But of course,
you start even
wait. That was a 20-year, 30-year gap.
Yeah, but we didn't play Norwich. We didn't play Norwich as our first fixture during the 20-year period. Yes, but now you know what? To be fair, like I'm really buzzing with the fixture list that we have, because every month we only have one big team to play against, except for October, whereby we play Man City. Then 2 weeks later we play United in October. But otherwise, really, I'm buzzing. The only concern for me, like fixture list, is during the December period, whereby games come thick and fast. And already we're going to be playing Leicester City, Tottenham Hotspur, and of course Leeds United. And like Leeds United, they press very high, and they don't have European footy. And like we'll be playing with them on the 26th. Then 2 days later we play Leicester. Well, so that's my only worry, because December usually the table is already shaping.
We're gonna get into it by each month. Okay. So
yeah, but I'm buzzing, to be fair, because of the noise.
So I'm trying to So obviously this is the opening day. So Arsenal away to Brentford, Chelsea at home to Crystal Palace,
3 points.
Man United at home to Leeds.
3 points.
Liverpool away to Norwich.
3 points. Liverpool.
And Spurs Man City.
Woo! They can't even get a manager, let alone get a win.
Hey, the way it's going, it's going to be the way it's going for them. It's going to be frigging Ryan Mason taking that fucking game. I don't know who's going to take it. The King.
I heard he's getting his boots back on.
Oh yes, exactly.
His actual boot, no, not football boots. His moon boot for his injury.
Then Leicester versus Wolves as well. I think that would be a win for Leicester as well, especially if Arsenal go for someone like New. We never think take them away from Arsenal, from Wolves. Sorry, but so then we've got Arsenal Chelsea, the second game of the season. Oh, that is a big game.
We're gonna get slapped. If they get Hakimi, and this, that, and the third. Oh my God, it's gonna be.
Do you know what's gonna happen? No, all we're gonna hear for the week up. Oh, we beat them home and away last season.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all we're gonna hear.
We done the double over them last season. Yeah, well, they won the Champions League, bro.
Yeah.
I won't accept second best. I won't accept it, Robbie. I don't want it. People are out there clinging on to, but we beat Chelsea 3-0. Yeah, let's go home and wank in a sock. You fucking idiots.
At least we know what Mr. DT does for
Is that where you get the stock,
how long have you been holding on to that? How long have you been holding on to play that? Come on, that was brilliantly done. That was smooth by you guys just to bring that in.
Comedy timing. Great, I love that.
The question is, does Mr. DT have to use a child sock?
Oh my God!
I use my Santa sock. I use a sock that I put up for Santa Claus at Christmas.
Wow.
Shots fired.
This suddenly went 18 rated, didn't it?
Thank God he's gone past the threshold.
Yeah.
Okay, someone's going to find us on
seriously. If Mr. DT was a clever dick, he'd be using a glove. You've got to work that one out. Anyway.
Right. So yeah. So obviously we got Leicester, West Ham at London Stadium. Southampton, Man United.
3 points.
Liverpool, Burnley.
Yep. 3
And
points.
Leicester, West Ham. Do you guys think Declan Rice will make a move away from the Hammers?
Oh, that's a good question here. Where would he go?
Yeah, it's a good question. Yeah.
I can see him going.
I'll
I
go
know
to
Man United want him. Man United want everyone they can get. Will he walk into that Man United squad? Will they pay? Will they pay the money for him, or
he'd walk into our first team? Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Monday. Like it's not even like a transfer story. It's like a love drama between you and Sancho. Right?
Oh, man. Yeah. Like a novel, is it? Love novel.
It's like
come back. Will you come back to me, darling? I miss you.
Hello.
The love saga is the Ronaldo links every transfer window. It's CR7's coming back. CR7's coming back.
Oh yeah, and,
PSG.
Mel, you were really accurate with that one, weren't you? Yeah.
Jordan in the chat says Chelsea might be in for Declan Rice. That'll be interesting if that happens.
Then we've got then Man City, Arsenal. Fuck
yeah, and the way Man City are looking now, unstoppable.
Revenge.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if City have Harry Kane playing up front?
Exactly.
Oh, and Jack Grealish.
And I think Harry Kane is set on Man City. I really think that's gonna be a done deal. I can't see him going anywhere else.
They're going for one of the two. They're going for Haaland. They're going for Haaland, or they're going for.
I
don't think you guys are going to get Haaland, Ray. I think you're going to get Harry Kane.
I think they're going to go for Haaland.
They've got him, and they've got Jack Grealish on top of what they've got.
Grealish, I've been told Grealish is a done deal. I've been told Grealish is a done deal.
For where?
Jack Grealish is a done deal.
It's
for where? Man City?
Because Aston Villa are already spending the money.
Yeah,
and Harry Kane. The word on the street is
there's an inside source.
Yeah. Well, the word on the street is Harry Kane was obviously looking to move on.
Yeah.
And he's been looking
a club that wins trophies.
2 months. And so I think that if discussions will have been had between his agent and City and whatever. And I think it's not an issue about money. I mean, you hear that some journalists coming out a couple of days ago and said the money's now been agreed. That's BS, because if there's no issue about money, whatever Harry wants.
There's never any issue with
money.
I don't think that's a red herring, because most of the stuff it's going to be crazy as soon as the Euros is finished. Everybody's going to be moving on. That's going to be moving on.
Right now, things are not going to be announced too, because it's the Euros. Players. We have players playing out there from our respective clubs, and Ray's right. Like right now, it's just all paper talk on the water, and whatever journalists can melt. That's their job. If Jack Grealish goes to Man City along with Harry Kane, we are fucked. Man City will dominate again, and I think top four will be the same as it was this season.
Do Man City really want Harry Kane though? As a fan, do you really want Harry Kane?
Look, there's so much to like about Harry Kane. Some people say he won't fit in the system. He's not mobile enough. The thing is, some people say he's injured all the time. I said many times, Harry Kane isn't that injured as people think.
Yeah.
In the last 7 seasons, he's averaged 33 league games a season. 33 league games a season. And because he's their number one, he's their only player, really, him and Son, they play him in games that they don't need to, like some of the cups, where City would be resting their players. Harry Kane has to play because they need him.
Good point.
So, if he's got a little knock or whatever, a little niggle, he still has to play, and that there's a chance of aggravating that. Also, he gets booted about a lot as well. But the things I like about him, look, he scored the most goals this season in a Tottenham side that finished about 6th or 7th or whatever. He's got the most assists as well, so he's got that creativity this season. He scores his penalties. I think City get a decent number of penalties. He'll score them. He's decent in the air. City haven't had that target man in the air. You know, Aguero's about 5'9". Gabriel Jesus, honestly, 50% of the headers he makes are with his shoulder because he closes his eyes. So Harry Kane will get that's it. Harry Kane will get a ton of goals at City. I think if he plays 30 league games, he'll be getting a goal a game, and he'll get a few assists as well. So I've got no issues with him. He's not too old. You know, he's not. There's no big change for him except he's coming from London to Manchester. There's a little bit more rain in Manchester, and that's it. You know, it's not. I always say it's not as if he's coming from another country. It's not a different language. The food is the same. You know, he won't get his jellied eels up here, but the rest of the food is the same up in Manchester. And the language is well, I'm not going to make fun of his language, but language is similar. So you know, it's not like Haaland having to come from a different country, or Patson Daka, who's going to Leicester. We're here now, coming from a different country. You should be a spokesman. You really should be a spokesman. Who's Patson Daka's?
No, Harry Kane.
Harry Kane.
No, we'll get him on for a back pages transfer deal over that. We'll try and get it on to fixtures. Next game will be in September. And
my friend,
face Norwich after all
my
that.
friend Hussam wrote in the chat, if Kane comes to City, we should cancel the league. He's a Liverpool fan.
I'm sweating. Why? Because Liverpool have a challenge in the season?
No.
We can't banter them. I really don't think we can. We are awful compared to those clubs. So I don't think we can.
I think the pressure's on Liverpool this season. Bitching them about all them injuries and Virgil van Dijk. If you don't come back and challenge
John, do you feel the pressure for Liverpool this season? I mean, it's not the only thing you're pressured in this season, are you?
Yeah, to be of course also Red Bull, right? But for Liverpool, you know,
I'm not just saying, mate.
yeah. But you know, like, just to be open here, it's just that, you know, like Liverpool is a team known of eating what it kills. You know, we eat what we kill. And you know, like with the FIFA Financial Fair Play, we've been able, you know, like Liverpool and Leicester City, we've been able to, you know, like take advantage of it. And now, you know, like with UEFA having already scrapped it off because of the pandemic, you now think of what Man City is going to do, what the Chelseas are going to do, what the Uniteds are going to do. And of course, you know, like, of course, many people say that we had a very bad, you know, defense to the trophy. And considering that we did not win, because now with what Klopp has created, you know, like the pressure is always there now to at least win everything, like to win at least one trophy. So now, like, everyone is going to be looking at us, considering now that I'm sure by August, Virgil van Dijk will now be back, and also having bought Konate, like everything, you know, is just going to be on us, to be fair. But of course, not the League Cup, like we do not consider it. But it's obviously going to be the league and going to be the Champions League. But yeah, you can say that again. But what is just worrying me, like as one of the comments, you know, like that we saw that if Kane goes, you know, we might as well just say goodbye, is because, you know, like, this is a slap in our face. This is not an excuse. I'm not going to put an excuse, but the thing is that I'm sure even, like, despite being rivals, you know, like, the thing is that over the last 3 years, we've managed it quite well. And now just for it to be scrapped, you know, it's a worry for us. But of course, the pressure is going to be there for us. But especially now with the fixtures that we have, the fixture list is good, except of course for the December. But pressure is going to be very high for Liverpool, like for Jurgen Klopp.
Can I just respond to that, please?
Yeah,
Liverpool, no more net spend talk, you know, because you're the champions of the net spend talk. But welcome to the big boy arena. Welcome to the big club.
That's my worry.
You win the Champions League and you win the league. Welcome back.
Of course, definitely.
That's what big clubs are about.
No, but the thing is that, you know, like, AC Milan, Liverpool, and Leicester City in Europe were the only good teams in terms of utilizing what we kill, eating what we kill. But now, like, just imagine what City is going to do this transfer window, especially a lot of clubs knowing that, like, they're going to utilize to buy many people, like many players, because, like, you do not know when FIFA Financial Fair Play is still going to be scrapped. So everyone is going to, like, to jumpstart, their glories, That is a worry for us, to be fair, because we can never, we can never compare ourselves with United, with City, with Chelsea, with PSG, with Madrid. Of course, Madrid and Barcelona are already facing financial crisis, but we can never at all. So that's my only worry.
Well, I want to say is Leicester. I mean,
everybody says stuff where they talk the usual myths. Liverpool had a higher turnover than Manchester City. So there's no question. There's no question about them not having enough money. It's just that it's where they choose to spend it.
The owner doesn't want to spend it or doesn't spend it right.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Like, the thing is that money we have, right? But the thing is that we are well known for not, for not splashing unnecessary cash. Like, guys,
you are known for splashing unnecessary cash. That's why Liverpool took about 3 seasons on the bounce since they started telling us, since they had to tell us how much money they paid agents. I think Liverpool were the top for 3 seasons on the bounce. I think it's City now. Wages, Liverpool are right up there. People forget about all this. They all you get the Liverpool of the net spend. I won't use any more bad language, but you know what they are. They're the net spend kings. That's all they talk about.
Yes.
But they ignore things like, when they say we got Thiago on a cheap deal, or we got so and so on a free. James Milner, for example, they say we got him on a free transfer. Yeah, you didn't pay City any money, but I think you paid James Milner 10 million quid for a signing on bonus, or 5 million quid. So these
it was 8 million.
Free. Every time people talk about net spend, they ignore things like wages, they ignore bonuses, they ignore agents' fees. When United bought Pogba for 95 million quid or whatever, they had to pay 20 million to Riola. So actually, Pogba cost them 115. People ignore all this. They ignore signing on bonuses, loyalty bonuses, and everything else. And just talk about spending the Coutinho money, and that's it.
I get that, but we'll try and pick that for another stream, because with this we got to get through this, and just going to quickly bring it back up again. So it's Aston Villa versus Arsenal versus Norwich, Leicester versus Leicester this time, Man City, and Manchester United.
That's gonna be a hell of a game.
Easy 3 points here, Brad.
Yeah, I know it is for us, mate. It is.
He's won an FA Cup now. He's got
all the record against They won an FA Cup and they got all the confidence in the world now.
Hey, actually, check our record at the Etihad. It's actually not that bad. That's when we tend to do well against Man City. Is at your ground. Won a title, beat you there last year, scored 5 last year. We have got a good record against you at the Etihad. I know that's said with a little bit of smugness, but that's going to be a hell of a game.
He's got a point there.
You win the FA Cup and you become Brad Big Bollocks after winning the FA Cup.
Are these games being televised?
Mate. There's not many teams that beat you. That's pure credit to you.
Hang on a minute. Chelsea beat us at the Etihad. Leeds beat us at the Etihad.
Maybe it's not as impressive as I thought. Then. All right, forget it. You're shy.
Did Brighton beat us there? I can't remember where Brighton beat us as well. Don't know if that was the Etihad or not. So
it's still an impressive feat. I'd still fancy our chances against you. I don't think it's going to be an easy game.
No, I think it'd be a hard game. Definitely. Especially if you got Patson Daka, man. You're getting Patson Daka.
It's already done, Ray. It's already a done deal.
Anyway.
I've heard this.
Romano already said it's a done deal.
We'll worry about a transfer stream.
Yeah, let's stick on the fixtures.
Sorry, where's he going?
Leicester.
To Leicester.
Oh my gosh.
You got no chance, Stephen.
Guys, I appreciate it, but can we stick to the fixtures? Can we stick to the fixtures because that's what he's got
We've
us
got
on here
plenty
for?
of
I know
time
we're
for
all
another stream
excited
for
to
that.
talk about transfers.
We've got the whole summer to worry about transfers. Right. Yeah. So
But some of these fixtures are in 9 months' time. We've got 9 months to worry about these. Let's have a look. Let's have a look.
Leeds versus Liverpool. Man United played Newcastle.
Good game, yeah.
3 points.
And
3 points.
Chelsea play Aston Villa. That'll be a good game, especially if they get what they're going to get. Crystal Palace versus Tottenham. Oh, Crystal Palace get a nice win.
That's a relegation battle, that.
Yeah, that is.
I agree. Brad.
18th. Burnley versus Arsenal. That's probably what meant her for.
That's a relegation 6 points of that, ain't it? Already by September.
It starts from the opening day of the season for them, mate. That's the worst.
Anyone got any hope for Brentford?
I actually do. I do have some hope. They played good. They beat us before in a friendly too. So that's our first fixture. But I think
that's not a good thing to mention.
It's the facts. I mean, sorry, you have to be honest up here. It is.
Yeah, but you didn't have to mention that fixture.
Reality. But I think they'll survive.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Okay.
The thing is, I feel with Brentford is. They'll do a Sheffield United. It'll either be their first season of Sheffield United and they'll surprise everybody, or unfortunately they'll end up doing a Sheffield United this season. But I just see it, don't you? With Brentford, it's going to be. It takes me back to like the Oldham, Swindon sides when they were first.
You think there's no in between? It's either the
what
worst
about
or
Norwich? Hang on. What about Norwich? My mate's local team.
I would have said if they would have kept their squad and not sold any players, I would say they would have done well.
I will just make a point. I am dreading now Norwich are in the Premier League, and it's not because of football. It's because every time they're in the Premier League, my health goes down the window. So please.
Because you live local to Norwich, do you?
I live. My mates. What happens is I live on the Norfolk-Suffolk border.
Yeah.
Right. Though I used to live next to Woolwich, now I moved up to Norfolk-Suffolk border.
Yeah.
A mate of mine who's pretty much been through thick and thin with me through high school, he's a Norwich fan, and we always have that banter with me and him. And I said if Norwich go to the Premier League, we'll go and watch the Arsenal or Arsenal Norwich, even if I have to sit in the Norwich end to go at Carrow Road. Right, as well as going down to the Arsenal. So he's been down to the Arsenal to watch a game. So I said I'll go to Carrow Road. Okay. But every time Norwich has been in the Premier League, my health starts falling apart. So I'm like,
well, thankfully they're not in the Premier League that often.
Yeah, well, doing enough. Thank you.
One season wonders.
Yeah.
Liverpool, Crystal Palace. No, but the thing is, every time they get relegated again is when I'm nice and well.
To mention Palace,
let's all hope Norwich get relegated. Then come on.
Okay, I'm already not well anyway, mate. So there's no way.
To mention Palace, I think Zaha might not stay there. He's already said he wants to leave. So I know we don't want to talk transfers, but that's just something to bring out there. That for Zaha might not be there.
Leave since the day he signed for them. Stop bringing them. Everybody behave.
I'm gonna ban from transfers.
Do you think? I'm looking at Man City, Southampton. Are Southampton on the downfall?
I think
Possibly.
this season they were off, like Danny Ings.
They started the season really, really well. They were on top of the table.
Yes.
And then
they fell off.
They fell off when Vestergaard got injured.
Yes.
And then when he came back, they couldn't bounce back.
It's almost like a team can't survive being beaten 9-0 2 seasons in a row. You know what I mean? It almost seems like that could have been the start of a downfall. I don't know why, but I feel for Southampton this season. I really do. I feel for them. And like Crystal Palace, they're teams that I think, no matter how their fixture list is looking, you know, their fans are going to be thinking, you know, we're all sat here looking at certain months. That could be a good
today, man.
Good shout. Good shout. It's worry about him.
Yeah, so we got Manchester United versus West Ham at London Stadium. That's gonna be a
That's
tough
going to
game.
be a
3
really
points.
good game to watch.
Tough game,
West
man.
Ham,
That's gonna be
West Ham.
Yeah.
Nah.
West Ham are, they're doing well so far. And you know what?
Clip this. Hang on, clip this. Mondy's just saying they're finished. Clip
Yep.
this.
Really, Amanda, you
Hey, I'll
really
join
think
you. I'll
West
join
Ham is
you.
done?
Yeah, they're not
I'm
going to
with
punch.
you.
They were punching above their weight last season. I think
Shit.
they're.
Monday,
They got-
I'm with you on that.
They
I
got
am
European
with you on that
football now.
statement.
Thank you.
Honestly,
Okay.
they're one of they've had their one season out of nowhere. They've been a
Thank you.
below average, bottom
Wow.
side team for about 6 seasons.
Yeah.
Ooh.
They've had one blowout season, and if they take advantage of it and prove me wrong, fine. I'll tip my hat. But I agree with you.
Yeah, true.
You know
Yeah,
what,
true.
Brad? I mean, when you look, I can't remember the guy's name. Their centre back came from Watford, and I'm just thinking, how are they winging it so much with this guy playing
Yeah.
in it? I can't remember his name.
Only David Moyes can get the most out of the team.
Kufel.
No,
To be
centre
fair-
back from
Oh,
Watford.
centre
Jordan,
back.
stop mentioning transfers, please. Stop mentioning
Yeah.
From
transfers.
West Ham. Yeah, they've been winging it far too long. I can't see them.
No,
doing that much.
If they prove me wrong, I've already stated I will gladly
Anyway.
have a humble pie live on camera. But
Oh.
I think they're going to struggle.
I'll
Hey,
fake it, mate.
the
To-
North London
Tottenham-
North
relegation
London derby.
derby.
Hang on,
North
hang on,
London
Tottenham-
relegation
no,
derby.
Before that, right? Before that, we got Tottenham versus Chelsea. Well, Chelsea, that's going to be, if Chelsea don't win that, right, then they need to back up now and just give in on the title already. Because I think Chelsea are looking towards the title this season. Saturday, then we've got
I want to
the
preview
North
for
London
this.
derby.
Yep. Talk about
Hang
it.
on, I'm getting out. Give feedback.
North London derby without Harry Kane. That's
Hang on. Is that right? That's better. Yeah, it's gone. Anyway, so yeah, North London derby, right?
The Kaneless
we
derby.
should come-
yeah.
Please, yeah, without Kane, please win.
Yeah, but would that not be
That's-
more
that's a win.
embarrassing if you lost to them?
It's a win. It's a win.
Yeah, it will be, Brad. That will be
They've got
really
one.
like,
Imagine that
embarrassing.
Arsenal finally don't have to deal with Kane and then they still lose. I mean,
No,
gotta be
it's
fair
gonna
in
be
that.
it's gonna be Arsenal's. It's gonna be Arsenal's Mikel Arteta's Arsenal against a jobless Tottenham.
against the 37th linked Tottenham manager.
Plan Z.
The crowd will contain their applicants. That's all it'll be. Paul
Look,
Jordan
we
in
got
the crowd
used.
will
We
come
got used
on
early in the
to
season.
it.
I think it will. I will be the Spurs manager seat. No one else wants it. Odds went from
Alan
a million to
Kirby's
one
coming
to
out
now
of the
odds
time.
on.
Oh god.
Super TV Golden in the building.
Are we
Manchester
talking
United
Arteta
versus-
out by this stage? 25th of
Oh, what-
September?
Yeah, what was Arteta out?
Okay.
I don't care. It's Arteta
No,
out
but
all
Ray
the way,
has a
mate.
point that what he mentioned before is okay. We have like some tough fixtures, and if we end up losing like 5-6 fixtures in a row, hopefully they're off with his head sooner than later. Like it's
Look,
already
Brentford Liverpool. That means 3 points for Brentford.
Oh.
Oh no, sorry, it's not Anfield.
What?
You almost
Um,
had me for a moment.
Leicester Burnley. What's
Leicester,
your record
Burnley.
like against Burnley?
Draw.
Okay.
I'll be happy with a
Oh.
draw against them. Same with Wolves on open day, mate. It's terrible against them. We tend to have a team that's mediocre that becomes our bogey side, and Burnley are one of them.
How many
Burnley.
East Midlands
next-
derbies are there? Or Midlands derbies are there this season?
I'm not sure.
Technically, Villa and Wolves, and they're not East, they're West Midlands. We're
Yeah.
bored of here. We're bored here. It's boring not having a proper rivalry, but it's not our fault they're shy. Not even Forest and Coventry are the wrong side of the M69 for a reason.
Yeah.
2nd of October, we've got Brighton versus Arsenal.
Mopo, you are an absolute disgrace. You're a cheat. I hope Brighton get relegated.
Oh, good. Can I just say, sorry, on topic. I saw something the other day. It's quite disturbing. It was the guy Ty, and they were trying to force feed him.
Oh,
to
yeah.
eat,
Yeah. Alcohol.
to drink
Nah.
alcohol. Yeah.
Mm,
I don't.
Yeah.
that's a bit too far, but I still stand by the point. He's a big knobhead, and I don't like it.
To be fair,
He's not even funny. You can see he's trying to be over funny. That's what annoys me about him, and he just doesn't give it up.
I don't think he's trying. I think he's just that's how he is. I just think he's
That's
quite a simple guy. Yeah. Yeah.
He's got a bit of a temper as well. When we City beat them a couple of seasons back, I think it was the opening day of the season, and I was chatting with all the Arsenal AFTV guys, or a few of them, and he point blank refused to do an interview.
Wow.
He was that unhappy. Arsenal are crap, man. You know, he I don't know why he turns up thinking they're going to win every single game they play. You know, and handsomely at that. They were poor, and he was whinging. He was whinging, and wouldn't do an interview. He's a little bit aggressive, actually. I was tempted to slap him down, but there's a
Brian Dean.
I was one City fan with about 200 Arsenal fans.
He's called.
I don't know. I'm thinking.
I'm not even, oh, there's no time for question
Who
time.
scored Man United's first goal when the Premier League?
Hang on.
Brian
Wait.
Dean scored the first goal.
No, hang on.
I don't know who's Dion Dublin.
Monday. Mastermind.
Just to plug my show, I've done a quiz show tonight on Man United Agenda on FTB Sports. Go and check it out. It's only 20 minutes long. Well worth a watch.
I tell you what. You've got harder questions than he was given in the quiz.
He got 9 out of 10 wrong.
You got what wrong?
Yeah, which was the score for the Villarreal game.
All right.
How many penalties?
Someone put me next to Steven so I can reach it. Right turn, Clyde in.
Hey, just pass it on. We'll pass it on.
Yeah, thank you. Oh.
All right, it's gone from fixtures to musical chairs. I like this. Who's playing RDC next? That's next. I can't go upwards, can I? That'd be abuse. That'll get a right different rating if I go upwards with it now.
Anyway, let's have a look. Next up, we've got. I need to actually forward these actually. So Chelsea versus Southampton. Then they've got Liverpool versus Man City.
Ooh. That's going to be a good game. Yeah.
Wait, guys, can I ask a
big
question?
Scorer. I'd say early doors 3-3. Big opening shout on that early way.
Guys, can I ask a question? I've just noticing that all these games are 3 o'clock kickoffs. That means we don't get to watch them live on TV?
No.
Or does that change?
It's going to change.
No.
Yeah, it's going to change.
It'll change when Sky.
It's going to change once it's like they give the
Saturday 3 o'clock kickoffs are a thing of the 90s, mate. They don't exist. This is just for banter. Yeah. That's why they put 3 o'clock up.
Wait, they exist for me. I'm from Canada.
Thank you. That's just observation there.
I'm trying to.
Someone asked the question: United's first goal in the Premier League was scored by a player who has a big link to Manchester City.
Dennis Law, just for a joke.
1992.
I wasn't even born.
I guess
when the Premier League started. Monday was about 37 when the Premier League started.
Shit, I wasn't even born.
Mark Hughes.
Mark Hughes.
Yes, I would never have put that. There's a good clue.
Right. Anyway, so yeah. Then you've got Man United, Everton, Tottenham versus Aston Villa. Then you've got Crystal Palace versus Leicester, Chelsea versus Southampton. So and then
you didn't want to talk about the Brighton Arsenal game at the top there.
Yeah, well,
is that before the international break? Yeah,
that's we'll lose that.
Wow,
it's grandpa.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Southampton. Did you say Southampton of Chelsea on that day? Because if that is
the
case,
why
that's
we lose that? Because Brighton will get
their customary 9-0 there. But it is no, it's Brentford.
We got Arsenal, Crystal Palace next week after that, which is Brentford's. Chelsea,
West London derby,
Tottenham, Newcastle, Manchester City versus Burnley, Liverpool,
West
derby. What do you make of who's the other team that's been promoted?
Watford.
What do you think of Watford's chances?
0 to
Yeah, I really don't. I think it was just luck.
They might get more points than they do managers this season, though.
That's a good one.
Man United versus Leicester. That's the big game.
Woo!
Yeah, that's going to be really interesting.
We still have. Didn't lose to the Manchester United this season in any form of competitions, and showed them how to win a final. So I'm confident about that one.
We want revenge.
Now you see, I didn't say that.
Won't get it.
I didn't say that.
We will be here all day. We wait all, we've got seasons to go.
Brad,
now, honestly,
it's not the last game of the season, mate. You want to get us last game of the season.
Yeah.
But we bring up the final more than Man United fans have brought it up.
Brad, let's just put it this way. At least you've got to keep it at concede penalties.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's true, mate. Probably score them as well.
Oh, West Ham Tottenham after that. West Ham Tottenham.
Can we
That's a battering waiting to happen, in my opinion.
No, that has a repeat of 3-0 up and screw it up all over it.
Big up, Sen. Hope you're well, mate.
We've got keep coming with the comments.
By the time the game rolls around, Spurs will think they're on some form of form, and David Moyes will have been sacked from West Ham, and Big Sam will be back at West Ham, and then they'll turn around and 3-0 deficit. That's what Big Sam's back.
Chelsea
5 at the back for West Ham, long ball up. Bosh, there you go. Take the win.
Man United Liverpool.
When
is that week?
Good.
Oh,
sorry, Bridget John.
Yeah, no worries.
We have to talk then.
Yeah, John.
That's fight week.
Are you going to suffer the same fate as Red Bull?
Come on, man. Who's leading the constructors standing? Who's leading the constructors standing?
Who's won 7 titles in the last 7 years?
Respect.
Who's won 7 titles? Who's won 7 titles?
No, we're talking of this season, mate. We're talking of this season. We're not talking about history. If you want to talk about history, I'll give you the Liverpool history, mate. I'll give you.
Answer the question.
John,
nobody bringing history.
John, are Liverpool back? John, are Liverpool back?
Oh.
Are they back?
Yeah, back on their patch. We're back on our patch. Really, we are back, mate.
Okay, watch this space.
We won two trophies in about 15
years. We won the league. We won the Champions League, Club, World Cup, mate.
They don't count. Those are Mickey Mouse. Don't chuck them in Super Cup and Mickey Mouse World Cup.
Yeah, that was you can't claim that because they're cash cow friendlies, mate.
But you lot are always winning like the Carabao Cup, mate, and you're always counting it as a trophy. Why can't we?
It's not
domestic.
Man City Cup.
The difference is it's a domestic trophy that all 92 league clubs can enter. You got the Super Cup. There's 2 teams in the Super Cup. The Club World Cup.
But no one takes.
Let's be honest.
But no one takes it seriously because the prize money is about 100,000, which is like whose salary, like Zaha's salary or something. I don't know. I said to be corrected. That's the reward money. You see, that's why we do not. Sorry,
more competition.
Yeah, but like we're in it for the money. That's why we always go.
For the money. There's 5 million.
Yeah, we're in it for the money.
Champions League. 5 million.
You know what? To be honest, you haven't taken it seriously since 1981 with Zico.
Never. Because we're always building youngsters.
Speaking of winning trophies that nobody gives a monkeys about, I'm quite impressed to know that Leicester will be the first ever side to make a double appearance at Wembley when crowds have been allowed back in the stadium. Because we were there for the final, the semi-final, and we've got Man City on the opening game in that community plate.
Wow,
day out for Leicester fans again.
I mean, John,
that's our third appearance at Wembley.
No, Stephen.
When it comes to supporting his teams or club or certain other teams in other sports, he has to take every single success he can get. He'll probably take them on a good Grand Prix and say, that's the trophy.
Come on, 20 years was a long time, mate. Especially right now in F1. Like F1, the last time we won it, man, it's been very long. So yeah, I know. Yeah, so like hopefully this year it's going to be our year, especially with Liverpool playing against Norwich.
I mean, at least with his F1 choice and his football choice, they're consistent in waiting ages to win something.
Okay.
Good one.
You got me, mate. Brad, you got me, mate. You got me. You got me.
Oh God. We're gonna move on to next week, November. Arsenal, Watford, Brentford.
3 points.
Yeah, Chelsea, Burnley.
3
then
points.
we've got
Chelsea.
Manchester. Oh, the Manchester derby.
Oh dear, Ray.
Fight for the titles.
It's a good chance for you to get 3
Put that in
points.
your diary.
Pep doesn't care about the Manchester derby. It just doesn't care.
Do you care?
Of course.
All right, okay.
Fans are absolutely brassed off with the Pep chucking the derby.
Well, I'll be seeing you. What date is that? October.
Sorry?
November or October?
Oh, November the 6th.
Yeah, November the 6th.
Yeah.
November the 6th.
By that point,
Then
hopefully we'll be
international
in 4th gear and cruising.
Wow.
Yeah, you wish.
You might have Sancho by then.
Oh, that'd be love for him to come back and ruin you.
Monday, that's what you said in some sort of tournament. I don't know what it was.
Oh,
you know
my
them
God. Come a little closer.
Oh,
Please, a little closer.
Monday, wasn't it one of those like, oh yeah, doesn't matter about them. We're gonna walk there. We're gonna beat them. Right, just walk all over them.
I know.
Yeah, that really worked out well, didn't it?
Listen,
You know,
when
when
you're back to being a big boy club, then you can put some bass in that microphone and start talking with your chest.
Bass.
Stop whispering.
I got bass.
Good one. Good one, mate.
West Ham versus Liverpool. Then we've got Tottenham versus Everton. Everton getting 3 points there.
No, we haven't talked Everton.
Spanish waiting Everton for a victory.
Everton are getting raffle.
Yeah, they're getting
raffle. Be good? Do you think they'll be all right this year?
I think he'll be good. Raffle. I honestly like him as a manager. I think he's underrated. I honestly do. I think that's
very underrated.
I think that's a good move for Everton to get rid of. If they're going to lose Ancelotti the way they did, to get Rafa in, if they get that done, that's a good deal.
Yeah.
And yet we're sticking with his manager.
Yeah, I know. But I brought him up, didn't I, Steve? I said to you, just as an idea, you know, Arsenal should probably get in for Rafa Benitez or something like that.
I said that from the first time we got rid of Wenger. Or even the second time.
Because Everton, you know, losing a manager of Carlo Ancelotti's caliber, it's not easy to replace. You consider that was the sole purpose behind getting Rodriguez, right? Who has that potential to find that level again, which he did for Colombia in that World Cup, right? You've got to now get a manager in to convince that player to stick around at least for the 12 months before he ends up booting off anyway. That's a good man to get him to do that. That's a very good man because he seems a sort of manager that doesn't mind having a laugh and joke and throwing your arms around your player and never giving up on him. You know what I mean? He just gives you that vibe.
Good shout.
Right, we've got Leicester, Chelsea, then Liverpool, Arsenal.
Well, that's customary where Chelsea get their manager sacked and we beat them.
Tottenham versus Leeds, and Manchester City versus Everton.
Good game.
Good games in there. Manchester United versus
Watford. Good week.
Oh, look, Watford getting 3 points on Man United. Oh, no, it's at their own stadium. Do you know what?
Does he still play? Tom Cleverley still play for Watford?
They're allergic. Yeah, teams. Man United are allergic to teams playing in yellow. Then we've got Arsenal, Newcastle on the 27th of November. Then it's Chelsea, Manchester United. There's some big games every week in this season. Burnley, Tottenham. Burnley getting 3 points. Leicester, Watford.
Well, it's not a playoff semi-final. We're all right. We'll beat them.
Manchester City versus West Ham. Decent game.
Guys,
a 5-0.
are we going to be COVID free? We're not going in another lockdown or any kind of rubbish.
Yeah, it should.
We're getting our hopes up here.
Yeah,
the way Boris is going.
Trust me,
It's been the same 4 weeks for 6 months.
We want our football back.
If people do the right thing, then we'll be fine. I'm sure.
Yeah, but Boris has also been saying that for 18 months, mate. If people do the right thing, unfortunately, people are doing the right thing. That's the most annoying thing.
Bottom line is, guys, let's not talk about it. But bottom line is, government, a bunch of charlatans. They've cocked everything up. The only good thing they did was buy a lot of vaccines. And even with buying all these vaccines, they've still cocked it up. This current thing, 11,000 infections today, or 11,000 positive tests. You go around Europe. They're in the hundreds. Not even some of the countries aren't even in thousands. They're in hundreds. They're opening up. You can go from America to the EU if you've had 2 vaccinations now. No quarantine. But you can't do it if you come from England. If you come from England, you've got to do self-isolation. I think it's 7 days in France. So it's not just the public. It's what the government have done. It's where the biggest vectors are in the schools and the kids don't have to wear masks. That's BS.
So when they open the stadiums again, everyone going to the stadium has to prove now that they've got the injection, vaccine.
Well,
so hopefully there'll be packed stadiums again. That's really makes.
They didn't do that before on Monday. For the last games of the season, you didn't need to show that you had.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. For the Champions League final, you had to have a crazy number of tests. You had to have the test before you left. You had to have a test before you left Portugal. You had to have at least 2 tests when you came back to England. It was an absolute nightmare for the lucky ones.
Mate, the FA Cup final, I mean, I wasn't one that got a ticket for it, but I can tell you now, speaking to fans, it was an absolute mess of chaos to get their themselves checked. They had to get fast-track checked. If you had a ticket and didn't manage to get your tests and everything sorted, I mean, the coaches were limited. They only sent 1 coach, I believe, was from the club. That's all they could send with everything. It was a mess for the finals, mate.
Anyway,
hopefully we have full stadiums. That'll make a lot of difference.
It'll get there. It will get there. Yeah, I'm sure it'll get there in the end. It'll get there in the end. Yeah. Do smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, please. Share it on your
Keep
socials.
thinking Steven's going to fall asleep.
I'm fine.
I've done some streams like that. I've actually the shades are good because a couple of streams I've fallen asleep whilst I'm talking.
Tell me all about it.
Yeah. He's got his pre-recorded chats for this, so he just presses play. That's the best.
Bloody things.
How far are we taking these fixtures?
Anyway, Anyway, so right, November is
Merseyside derby.
Yeah.
Merseyside derby. Then it's
crushing at Old Trafford.
Oh, this is where Ollie bottles it again. Ollie, this is where we end. This is where we end Ollie.
Where would you win over Arsenal?
This is where we end Ollie's term as manager.
And ironically, this is where you keep Arteta on a job for another 6 weeks.
Yeah,
that's still a punishment for you as well, isn't it?
That's the fucking
You'll
problem.
beat Manchester United and he'll keep his job for another 6 weeks.
Win-lose situation.
Yeah, we're both losing. Tottenham versus.
Hey, there's that 9-0 game on the 1st of December.
Oh, sorry.
What's Southampton going to win 9-0?
Well, they're due one. It might be fair on them.
Liverpool versus Wolves. Tottenham versus Norwich. Everton versus Arsenal. That's always a good game. Manchester United versus Crystal Palace. Manchester City, Watford. Then moving to December, we've got Arsenal versus Southampton. Brighton versus Tottenham. Chelsea versus Leeds. Liverpool versus Aston Villa. Manchester City versus Wolverhampton Wanderers. Norwich versus Man United. So Norwich getting 3 points.
Good day in that one. Nice, easy results to pick.
3 points. 3 points for Norwich.
Nice ball draw to start on December.
Arsenal versus West Ham, so another London derby. 3 points for Brentford against Man. 3 points for Brentford against Man United.
Man United are going down on 0 points in Stephen's head.
Tottenham conceded another 3 points to Leicester. Norwich versus Aston Villa, and then on a Wednesday.
Ooh,
Chelsea Everton.
Wednesday looks good.
Liverpool, Newcastle, and Manchester City Leeds.
That's where Liverpool's title bid fails because they lose to Steve Bruce in his last game as Newcastle manager.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, as well. They're at home, aren't they? So they'll lose that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, they'll lose.
No. We're going to win the league. I'm telling you, mate.
Yeah, and
Norwich because of that Norwich game, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, Barnes joining Arsenal.
Leeds versus Arsenal. Leicester versus Everton. Liverpool versus Tottenham. Big game.
Yep.
Man United versus
very easy.
Man United versus Brighton.
Mopo, you're an absolute disgrace. You're a cheat. I hope Brighton get relegated.
I love
that's swiftly becoming a game that you hope Brighton's XG turns up for the match, don't you? Just for that, so you can keep playing that.
Boxing Day. Let's have a look at Boxing Day. What we got for Boxing Day? Tottenham, Crystal Palace.
Guys, I've got to sign off. It's work.
Yeah,
in the
me
morning.
too.
Just let me know. Let me know who's top at Christmas, please.
I had to leave by Christmas as well, so cheers, guys.
So God bless you guys. Great show.
Yeah.
Big up everybody. Ben, Fred and John, Ray, Brad, Stephen, and Melinda where she's gone. Take it easy, guys. Thank you so much.
Easy, guys.
See you later.
No worries. Take care. But yeah, so we're still live. Keep hitting that like button and subscribe button, and you know what? I'm gonna open the link.
On a serious note, whilst we've been whittled down to 3, I hate to bring it up because I've got to think of one myself. But every team always has that shock result, don't we? You know, Villa stuffing Liverpool, Chelsea losing to West Brom. If you had to pick one game that's going to be your shock result where you lose or something, which game are you most fearing that's going to be the game that you kind of have that banana skin? Tottenham.
Oh, Tottenham. Oh, okay. For me, like it's Burnley, because even like last season, they're the ones who beat us for the very first time at Anfield, after being undefeated for 3.5 years. And every time we play against them, you know, those high balls, we always suffer a lot. So for me, I reckon it's going to be Burnley this time again. And you?
Interesting. For me, I've kind of looked for our fixture list, and the way I look at it, obviously, if Wolves keep getting depleted and they lose some big names, if Arsenal do get Neto, I believe you're interested in, aren't you? Is it Neto you're going for from Wolves?
Oh. Hello?
Steve?
Yeah, I think it's... No, Neves, definitely.
Yeah, Neves, is it? So, but if Wolves don't get a decent manager in and their squad's getting torn apart, I remember a certain Hull City where they had like 13 players up for selection the entire game, and we lost that game, and that was quite embarrassing and kind of set us on a bad start to that season. And I fear that if Wolves are getting ripped apart in terms of players getting taken and they don't have a manager in of any note by that point, or a manager that hasn't been there long, and Wolves go and beat us 3-0, I think that's a scary game to lose opening game of the season. Leicester fans will tell you we've had some starts against some teams, and when we expect to win and we don't, we tend to lose badly. Bolton 5-0 will, if anyone wants to remember that horrid game.
Oh yes. Like Wolves, they seem to have a coach. Like last week, they got a new coach. Former Benfica coach. Seems everyone is really happy, especially like the Wolves fan. They were happy for getting Bruno Lage. You won the league with Benfica last season. No, like not this season, like not last season, but the other season. and they say that it's very good. But well, this is the Premier League. We're yet to see though, because
the problem is their manager's track record before Nuno wasn't very good. They sacked a lot of managers before Nuno struck gold.
Exactly. That's my point. Exactly. I'm with you on that point. Yeah. It remains to be seen because Premier League, it's a different breed. It's a different ball game.
Yeah.
But it's yet to be seen.
Like I said, if they lose a few players, I think the expectation, a lot less fans to tell you. The only thing that Leicester can normally be consistent in is being inconsistent. We prefer to be the underdogs. Look at our record against some of the sides. We're very in favour of being the ones that get writ off. So when we're the favourites, we tend to not do so well as the sides we lost to last season will prove that. So if Wolves are missing a few star players, and especially with crowds being there for the first game, unless something happens from now until the start of the season, if we lose like 2 or 3-0 against that, I'd be a little bit nervous because then we've got West Ham and Norwich and someone like that in our next 3 games. I think that's a big banana skin for us. It honestly could be.
Oh yes, and also it's amazing that Wolves, they bought a player today, a young player again, and I don't know if you noticed last season they're also buying young raw talent.
40 million on him as well. Yeah. Fabio Silva last year.
Oh yes, and for me, I do not. Okay, yes, it's good to invest in youth, but the thing is that many teams are strengthening, and these young lads, they need more time to get experience and to get used, and that means you're going to get a lot of errors. So for me, yeah, it's a trying time for Wolves, as you say. I really agree with you there.
Do you have any other games you worry about apart from Spurs, Stephen?
Norwich.
I mean,
to be honest, Norwich have never.
I was going to say, surely
we've always struggled against Norwich.
Yeah. Oh, I think Liverpool struggle against Norwich. They always have high-scoring games when they play Norwich.
Yeah, very much.
I mean, surely in the direction of
John, sorry, are you free 12:30 tomorrow?
Yeah.
Afternoon?
Yeah.
And 10 p.m. tonight and tomorrow night.
10. I want to later confirm because I think I'll be somewhere around 9:30. Yeah. I think it will be okay, but let me just confirm in the morning because I'll be coming from an event from at 9:30. So I think I'll make it, but I'll confirm in the morning.
But you're free for 12:30 p.m. in the afternoon?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Cool.
Definitely. Brid, I don't know what you think of Leeds United. I think Leeds United is a dark horse for each and every Premier League team. If I say Premier League teams, I'm saying the big 6. I'm sure what's your take on Leeds United?
Honestly, I was one of them that, to a point, I reserved judgment, but I was probably more on the Leeds fans are normally up their own rear end, so I like to give them a bit of stick. But quite honestly, it was refreshing. There was a lot of players in that team that came up and before a ball was kicked were written off. Bamford can't do the Premiership. No good. Bamford's not going to score. One of their midfielders was the Yorkshire Ronaldinho for us against Croatia in all aspects. That was something that was laughed at. He wasn't supposed to be nowhere near good enough for England, and all the hype that it was given to him was ridiculous. A lot of players came here with the right attitude. Yeah, they've got the right attitude of players. Whether sometimes, and I've seen it personally with the most underdog side to ever win the Premiership. We had players that, quite honestly, if they're honest with themselves, were not at that quality.
We're going to move on.
We're nearly
through this now.
Yeah, let's push on.
Okay.
Arsenal versus Wolves, Manchester City versus Brentford, Chelsea versus Brighton, Liverpool versus Leicester. So that means 3 points to Leicester. Tottenham versus Southampton.
There you go. There's that 9-0
versus. Nah. That's 9-0 for Southampton.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That's when they get it back.
Show more. Yeah, of course they want to show more. Arsenal, Man City, fucking New Year's Day. Jesus Christ.
Oh, I'll tell you what.
Happy
New Year. Nah, your new manager's getting sacked.
Chelsea versus Liverpool. So Liverpool getting spanked at Stamford Bridge.
Come on.
Leicester versus Norwich. Norwich are taking the keys. Manchester United versus Wolves. Versus Tottenham. Yeah, man. Then we've got Manchester City versus Chelsea. Big game. That's a title deciding game. That's a big title deciding game.
No, I don't think it is. I don't think it's going to be.
I don't think so.
I think it is. I think it's between them two.
I honestly don't think it is. There's just something off about the way Chelsea kind of play. I mean, if they couldn't,
because every time they've played Man City, they've beaten them.
Yeah, but I don't think it's a title contender. I'm not saying they can't beat them. I just said I don't think it'll be a title thing. I don't think Chelsea are going to be as close to it as everybody's making out to be.
Yes,
I think they will.
I think they're still a season or two off the final build, mate. I think they're still trying to,
John
smooth
has
the
to
edges.
agree because he's got to pray that Man Liverpool's with them.
I really think that it's going to be Liverpool and Man City again. That's what I
Man United finish above Liverpool.
No. I'm saying Man City.
Just for absolute banter, Brentford, they're going to do it. Prove everybody wrong.
I don't think. What
Really?
they're doing a Leicester? They're doing a Leicester, are they?
Ivan Toney with his rejection story. We'll have the Ivan Vardy civil war battle. It becomes a cinematic journey.
Yeah, Norwich versus Everton. Arsenal versus Tottenham. 15th of January. Fucking hell, that is a game. Right.
So all the rest, mate, they're all games.
Arsenal versus what?
You said, fucking hell, that's a game. I was like, so the rest, mate, they're all games.
Are you trying to be funny?
Yeah, I'm failing at it, all right, fair enough, but no, it needs to be like it's just
was it? I've put the link in the chat, guys. Let me have a look. I'm just going to put in the community post.
Hold on, who's that about?
Guys, I think I'll be leaving you very soon.
Just give us 2 secs. Fixtures.
Alright, I'm just going off camera for a sec. But I am for it.
Right. So Arsenal, Burnley, Chelsea, Tottenham, and the week after that. Fuck. Like Tottenham gonna get smashed. Crystal Palace, Liverpool. Right. Crystal Palace getting 3 points. Leicester versus Brighton, Manchester United versus West Ham.
Yeah. Actual goals versus XG goals in that game, Leicester Brighton. That's what that'll be.
Southampton versus Man City.
How many 9-0s has Southampton taken this season so far? We've definitely
that's a 12-0. That's a 12.
Oh yeah, that's a history maker in Southampton, isn't it? Just not the way they want to be.
Arsenal Wolves on Tuesday. On Tuesday, there's Chelsea Bayern on Tuesday, and Man United Burnley. Then on Wednesday, we've got Liverpool, Leicester, Tottenham, Southampton. So Leicester taking another 3 points.
Yeah, it's just casual, mate. We're winning the league with 3 other teams at this place. I like your predictions. Yeah, Norwich are finishing mid-table.
Liverpool versus Burnley, Chelsea versus Arsenal. We're getting smashed. Man United versus Southampton, Leicester versus West Ham, Man City versus Norwich, Tottenham versus Wolves.
Wolves winning again.
February.
Oh, this is a horrible month for us. This is a horrible month, mate. 3 of our games in this month are away. I'm dreading this month.
Leicester versus Wolves, Man City versus Tottenham. Man City, fucking hell, they're gonna smash them. Liverpool versus Norwich. So Norwich get 3 points because it's at Anfield. Arsenal versus Brentford.
Give it away.
Chelsea, Crystal Palace. Then Arsenal versus Liverpool. Emirates. Could be a good game. Chelsea versus Leicester. Everton versus Man City. That could be a good game as well. Chelsea, Leicester. Man United, Watford. Leeds versus Tottenham. Then into March, we've got Arsenal, Watford, Liverpool, West Ham, Manchester City. Manchester Derby is where the Manchester Derby is where it's at. Right. And Liverpool versus West Ham, Leicester versus Leeds, and Chelsea versus Burnley. Then Arsenal, Leicester on the 12th. Brighton, Hove Albion versus Liverpool, Chelsea versus Newcastle, Crystal Palace versus Manchester City, Man United versus Tottenham, so Tottenham getting smashed again. Arsenal versus Aston Villa, so that means we lose the lead 1-0 in the first 30 seconds, and that's it. So yeah. Alright then, Stephen, mate, but he's getting great. Who? Arteta? No, he's not going to be. It's probably more like luck, mate. Talk menu, I sent you the link, mate. But I put the link in the chat. Everyone's welcome to come on. Just going through the last few, and I'm going to wrap it up. Yeah, so make sure. I sent you the thumbnail for tomorrow. The early ones at 12 p.m. So
sorry,
yeah.
mate. We had a power cut.
That's what. Power cut.
Yeah, fucking did, mate. I was like, what the fuck? Now boiler switch. So.
Tottenham versus West Ham. Liverpool versus Man United. Then April is Brighton versus Norwich. Burnley versus Man City. Arsenal Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park. Chelsea versus
our second win in like 26 years against Manchester United at Old Trafford. Sorted.
Absolutely. Liverpool versus Watford.
Tell you what, that's our last hardest game with our running, mate. I'll talk to you after about our runnings afterwards. But
Tottenham versus Newcastle, and yeah, then Arsenal, Brighton, Tottenham, Aston Villa, Man United, Everton, Leicester versus Crystal Palace, Man City versus Liverpool, Southampton versus Chelsea. Right, there's always good games every week. That's the thing. There's good games on every single week. Southampton versus Arsenal, Manchester United versus Norwich, Leicester versus Newcastle versus Leicester, Aston Villa versus Liverpool, Tottenham versus Brighton and Hove Albion. Then 23rd of April, Arsenal, Man United. Right, this is where they come up for the title race, and we end their title race.
Looking at that one.
Yes. Tottenham versus Brentford. Chelsea versus West Ham. Leicester City versus Aston Villa. Liverpool versus Everton. So not just Arsenal, Man United, but the Merseyside derby as well. Man City versus Watford. So 30th of April, Chelsea, Everton, Man City, Leeds, Man United, Brentford, Liverpool, Newcastle, Liverpool, Tottenham, Leicester, West Ham, Arsenal. Great games there already.
Fucking is, mate.
Their final month. Final month, we've got Leicester's running, Leicester Everton, Leicester Watford, and then Leicester Southampton. Oh, you get your 9-0 at the end.
Yeah. But knowing our luck, mate, we'll be in a situation there where we only need to concede less than 8 to stay top 4, and we'll lose 9-0.
Yeah. Arsenal Leeds, Manchester City, Brighton versus Manchester United, Chelsea Wolverhampton Wanderers, Leicester Everton, as I said, Liverpool Tottenham, Manchester City Newcastle. Then it's Manchester United Chelsea, Newcastle United versus Arsenal. So, oh my God, Newcastle ain't got an easy running. Right, Newcastle have got Liverpool, Man City, and Arsenal in the last 4 weeks. Fuck, ouch. If
I tell you what, if Steve Bruce is somehow still in charge, come that running, he's going to feel like he's going to shove his own cabbage up his arse.
They're fucked. Southampton versus Liverpool. Then it's Tottenham versus Burnley, Watford, Leicester City, West Ham versus Manchester City. Then the last games of the season are Arsenal, Everton. These are all going to be on Sunday at 4 o'clock.
Crystal Palace,
Man United.
That'd be a relegation battle.
Manchester City versus Aston Villa, Norwich versus Tottenham, Liverpool versus Wolverhampton Wanderers, Leicester versus Southampton.
Battle for the Europa League conference there.
Burnley versus Newcastle, Brentford versus Leeds, Manchester City versus Aston Villa, another parade pie.
We finished top half the Premier League.
Norwich survived the drop thanks to Tottenham. Chelsea versus Watford, Burnley, Newcastle United, and Brighton and West Ham. And that's the season.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the season all wrapped up, guys. Wow.
It's good.
There's good games every week in that season.
Yeah.
What about you?
It is.
There's always a good game on that week. No matter who you're playing.
There always is a tasty run-in, isn't there? There's always a tasty run of fixtures. I will give them credit when they reorganise them as well for telly. I know obviously they're obliged to put every team on X amount of times with their TV revenue, but I've got to give Sky and BT credit in the way they lay the fixtures out, whether it's fair to the clubs or not, or the fans. I know that gets fans riled up when fixtures get changed, and it means certain sections of the fans probably can't make it. But in terms of making sure that those that can't get to games full stop, they're going to see a fair chunk of decent football in between seeing their own team play if they watch whatever's on Sky or available to them. Good mixture of fixtures they get on the telly in terms of entertainment more than fairness.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you're not coming off the most optimistic of seasons, but what's your most favourable month looking at that to maybe pick up some decent points?
That's the point. I don't feel confident really in how I just don't feel confident. I don't feel confident with it.
The fact that it broke your brain tells me you're not confident, mate.
You know what I mean? You know I'm not confident. What do you think I'm not confident? You know, but it's what do you expect?
No, I get it, mate. Trust me, I've been there. I've supported a club that's gone through it, and I've supported a club that's gone through it. Not in terms of, you could argue even in terms of ownership at some stages. We went through it, and managers. It's not nice when you try and do things like this, and you with your mates going, imagine you're going to do this season, and you hear other fans going, "Well, that's a good milk because we're playing this team, that team, and that." And thinking optimistic, and you sat there going, "We might get 3 points out of December if we draw with QPR." That's the days we had, mate. We trying to find positives when you're looking at everybody thinking we could lose that game, though. But the next thing you know, you do look at a fixture list in a different light when you're in a place like where Arsenal are, from their expectation to where they should be to what they're doing. I get why you can't pick any positives from each month. You know what I mean? It just puts a different mindset on the fixture list when you see it, doesn't it? Other fans sitting there going, "Oh, Brentford, Norwich, and at home to Burnley, great month." In hindsight, but when you're having a season like you, and even Spurs fans, definitely Spurs fans, have come off the back of, in reality, if they get a month like that, they're going, "We really can't afford to pause that month up. You know what I mean? There's a lot of contrast in how different sets of fans are going to looking at their fixture lists month by month.
That's the thing, and people. I think the nice thing is that we get those big games out of the way. I don't know, man. I just don't know, man. It's just too. Doesn't feel.
See, right. We did ours on the show that I work for yesterday. Three of us breaking down our months.
That's the people. Make sure you go like and subscribe.
Yeah, cheers, nice one. That's a great show. Chris does a great channel over there, and I'm proud to be a part of it. To be honest with you, but so cheers for that. But yeah, we did our breakdown on that, and honestly, to be sitting through it, going, Jesus, we're getting a bit big for our boots here, because we were going through it thinking, even looking through our months, which honestly, if you get Leicester's whole fixture list up and look when how their fixtures are laid out, and obviously could all change, we know that, but going off flat basis of what we've seen, it's such a decent spread out. I mean, we play Manchester United in April, and then honestly, to me, we don't have a hard game after that. Like a game that in every opponent after Manchester United, I feel fairly confident we're going to come away with some form of decent result. Like we play the likes of Villa, Newcastle, Norwich, Everton in that, and I believe they're also just like more difficult games are at home. So it's like it's a double bonus for Leicester. I mean, we've got one of the best fixture lists for it. Honestly, I know everybody plays each other twice, and we don't know what's going to happen, but a very decent layout of our fixture lists. Although we'll still cock up top four, but that's just customary. It's just nice to have easier opposition to do it against instead of the same boring three clubs. Always getting Spurs last game of the season is getting a bit boring now.
Yeah, that's the point. And that's the thing. But hey, what do you say? But anyway, we're gonna wrap up there, man.
Man. Yeah.
Thanks for everyone that's tuned in as usual. Make sure to hit the like, share, and subscribe button. Like I said, go over to Leicester Till I Die. Go and subscribe to them right now. I'm doing great content on Leicester Football Club. So yeah, and we're back tomorrow. Preview at 12:30 for the F1, and then there's the group games at 2 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 8 o'clock. England, Scotland, 8 o'clock. Make sure you're here for that. And then 10 o'clock, we've got the Checker Flag show. There's some of the F1's really big explanation about the tyre blowouts, which is probably more bollocks. Or trying to save their own arse. But make sure you tune in for that. Until then, everyone stay safe, stay well, and we'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.